Hello everyone and welcome to a Minecraft Redstone tutorial episode of Vergosity Gaming. Thanks so much for stopping by. Running redstone signals around your base is super easy if you don't plan on going too far up or down. But what if you want to send that signal high in the sky? Well, today we're going to be checking out a whole bunch of different ways to send your redstone signals vertically. From the simple and practical to the not as useful but a lot more fun. Let's check it out. Let's start with probably the most basic way, probably the first way anybody ever ran redstone signals up and down, just up and down stairs. Be they in a block formation like that or in a 2x2 tower like this, it really doesn't get any easier or cheaper to send a signal around, and although it is big and ugly, it does allow the signal to get up and down. The redstone torch tower is a very slim 1x1 design. You just layer blocks with redstone torches on top of them and each torch will depower the one above it all the way up to the top. It only goes up and is a little bit slow, but it's super simple and cheap to build. You just have to watch out for torches powering other components around them. Glass and half slabs behave differently than other blocks do in regards to redstone dust. Normally, if we place a block right here, it's going to cut that signal off and break the power. But glass and half slabs do not have that same property. That allows us to place the redstone dust on top of them and stagger them up like that in a nice little 1x2 area. And it is very cheap and it is very fast and very quick way to get the power up there. We can also use upper half slabs to achieve the exact same effect. But note that this only goes up. It is a one way. It will not go down. But super cheap, simple, and very effective. We can push and pull a stack of slime blocks with a redstone block on the end to send our signal. The piston fires and pushes the column of slime up and down, and the redstone block makes contact with the lamp above. Remember, the push limit of piston still comes into play, but you can slightly rearrange the formation and make a tower of slime blocks that will power another piston, which pushes another column of slime blocks to power another piston, and the chain keeps going all the way to the top. The higher you go, the longer it will take for the signal to reach the top. But the retraction is almost instantaneous. You see the redstone block pull away the second I hit that lever. The only delay is just the lamp staying powered for a few extra ticks. And with the addition of honey blocks, we can now power individual lines right next to each other simply by placing a layer of honey blocks in between the slime blocks. They will slide right past each other to send their signal upwards individually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's a little bit more on the quirky side. We can send redstone signals through leaf blocks. Yes, that's right, leaf blocks. We've placed an observer on top of this column of leaves, and it will detect any time a wood log is moved into or away from the leaf column. So if we push and pull this log into and out of place next to the leaves, you can see we get ourselves a redstone output. Now, I love this design because it's super compact 1x1 space, won't interact with the redstone around it, and whereas sending the signal up is easier most of the time, this one easily allows us to send it down also. And it's limited by a maximum of 6 leaf blocks, but we can get around that like we did with the slime blocks by using an observer to trigger another piston and another wood block and another piston and all the way up. It's a little bit slower than some of the other ones, but it is very, very handy for a tight little area. With the Nether update just around the corner, there's a new mechanic being introduced regarding walls, and it won't work outside of the 1.16 version of Minecraft, but since it's going to be here soon and it's pretty groundbreaking, we should check it out. Walls will now send a signal downward only when a block is placed on top of them. Let me demonstrate. Here we have a set of walls. You can see how this middle set has no ridge on it, but if we move a block on top of it, that wall is going to form a ridge. That observer is going to pick up that ridge and is going to output the signal for us down below. Now you can put the walls in between anything you want. They don't necessarily have to be in between other walls. Here we have them in between some logs, and we're just activating it with any old block right on the top there. And this design is amazing, not just for the ability to send the signal down, but it can be as tall as you want, and the signal is absolutely instantaneous going down. As soon as I hit this lever, the entire wall forms, and that signal travels down to the bottom, just like that. I can't wait to see what kind of possibilities this is going to open up. An observer stack is not the fastest way to send your signal, but it is one by one and won't interact with any of the other components around it. This will also send the signal both ways as well as around a corner. Pushing a block into the face of the observer allows it to pick up that signal and send it through each other observer, giving us a redstone output. Let's start having a little fun with these now, and I said they were going to get a little less practical, so let's see what this one does. And one of the best things about making videos like this is I'm always learning new techniques and new things. So this one was shown to be by Mumbo Jumbo. What we have here is a water column. Each one of these blocks here is a water source block, except for this very bottom one. In this dispenser, we have a bucket with water in it. When we activate the dispenser, it will spit its water block out onto the soul sand. That soul sand will finish the bubble column, and the observer up top is going to recognize that change in the water state and will give us our output. It's a little bit slower on the one side, but the other way is very, very fast. And right next to it, we have a way to send a signal down using water. And this is super slow, but if you look between it, there are absolutely no blocks whatsoever, giving us our first look at triggers without even connecting lines whatsoever. We're just going to hit this button here. It's going to pulse a little bit of water on and off, fall down to the bottom there, and that observer is going to pick up that output for us. I'd like to thank Rayworks for showing me this next design, probably the most efficient design here. This makes use of two different daylight detectors giving out different signal strength through a comparator. I won't get too technical with it. I would check out Ray's video if you want a better explanation. But we can activate this trigger just by moving this block above it to allow or block access to the daylight sensor below. And like the last one, there are no blocks between the two mechanisms, making this one a truly wireless solution for sending your redstone signal. If you drop an item onto a pressure plate, the plate will activate and send a signal for us. This is the basis for an item despawn clock. But if we place a hopper minecart underneath that pressure plate, the minecart is going to pick up that item, but not before the pressure plate has a chance to output its signal. So if we drop an item down onto that pressure plate, you can see the light will go on, and then the minecart will pick that item up, allowing us to get a nice little signal. Lastly, and this is the least effective but the most fun, a comparator will pick up a signal from a campfire whenever it is lit. Couple that with the fact that fire charges can be launched out of a dispenser and that they will light the campfire, and we have another wireless signal. Now, as you'll see, this isn't the most effective. The fire charges tend to fly all over the place, so it takes a few to get the campfire lit. And once you get it lit, you can only reset it from above, but I did say this one was just for fun. So let's flip the lever. There you go. You can see we got it on the first shot that time. And then right up here, I have a little button that can actually just reset it. And you can see it just lights again, and there we get another signal. Another wireless redstone signal, this time vertically. Just not the most effective, but a lot more fun. Come on. And that is all we have for this episode. I hope you learned a little something to take back to your world. Thanks for stopping by, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure you subscribe and click that bell for a notification as soon as a new episode goes up. I love making these kinds of videos, so let me know if you want to see more. Have a great day, guys, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.